Good day, everyone. I hope this day has found y'all well and happy and moving forward in everything that you do in life. Um, my name is Celestial Farm Girl, and I'm a divine messenger from the Most High, actually from the universe and Source. So I'd appreciate it and would that you would support me and like and subscribe to my channel. And if I ever have a message that is worthy of sharing, that you would share it with your family members. I never know what we're going to start off talking about. I usually pray and meditate, shuffle all the cards, pray over everything, and ask for guidance each time before I do a show. And today has been no different. I feel like it's a bright, beautiful day. I got some flowers I picked, and I've been going through a transformation the last few days. I don't know if you guys have been feeling it, but just a deepening into ourselves or something like that. Like we know ourselves better, like we feel ourselves more. A lot of shedding of negative energies and just overall the collective rising up. And when I say the collective, those of us who think the same, not that we're thinking the same in everything, but we all know that everybody deserves to have certain basic needs covered without the stress of everyday work life or money getting in the way. You know, everybody deserves a home, medical, wonderful education, and all the nutritious food they can eat. And that's just a basic need. You have to have that. And there's no doubt about it. And so I will never change my mind on that. I feel like that this is something that belongs to us through inheritance as children that are born upon this earth, because there are so many resources that there are plenty enough for every child to have a home, every child to have the most nutritious food, every child to have the best education, and every child to have the best medical. And therefore, every child's mother and father can focus on raising that child to be a beautiful child. Now again, I ask you, doesn't this seem like this is the right of a human being born on this planet? The birds are allowed to make a nest wherever. They're allowed to pick any worm and feed it. And I have to refer back to Jesus where, Jesus says the Father's intent is for the birds of the air not to worry none, and we are no different. And so I'm beginning to think there's a chance that, some peoples have worked against nature by, unbalancing us by taking more than they need and leaving us less. And I don't know how I got off on this conversation. Maybe somebody out there needed to hear that, you're equal to anybody that has all that. And that, in equality, we deserve to have our fair share of our, our worldly needs provided for, our material needs. It's not being rich to have a home. It doesn't mean you're rich to have good food. It doesn't mean you're rich to have a promising education coming to you. And it doesn't mean you're rich to have the best medical. But what it does mean is that you have a chance. If you had those things, you would have a chance. And if you don't, your children would, right? Right? If it's too late for you to take that chance and step out there and do something wonderful for the world, then your children would be able to, with those thoughts in mind, and that mindset would be propagated and propagated and propagated, planting them seeds, so the bird deserves a nest and a worm, and so too does man deserve a home and food, medical, and education, because this is what helps us to grow, level up, We want to level up, right? We don't want to be stuck in the same place forever. Some people have been in poverty for generations. They don't know nothing but lack. And so here we are. I don't know why we're here, but we're going to move forward with an I love you, and my passion is all about you. And these are the seeds that I want to plant, that we are all equal on this planet, and we are born to our inheritance. And that it is time we stood up and make sure, if we don't get it, that we have planted those seeds in the hearts of our children, that they know that this is something not to fight for, but to stand up for and declare it as truth. We should not have to fight for this. It should be plain to see. Okay. Nurturing. Gaia. Mama Earth. Mama Nature. You know, everybody is, we've heard what? Mother Nature's a bitch. Or don't fool Mother Nature. Or we're afraid. A lot of people are Mother Nature. Let me tell you, look at that. Beautiful colors and swirls and life. Man, Mother Nature is our life. Everything in nature is in us. We are nature incarnate, you know. We have air. We have water. It's in our hearts. It swishes around. Yeah, that's right. We're 70% water in all actuality. Can you imagine that? We are 70% water. 70%. That's not a lot of material stuff in there. That's 30% earth, 70% water. Well, we can't even be all that, because we got to have air too. We got air in us, right? So if we're 70% water, that leaves 10% earth, 10% air, and 10% fire. So water, emotions. That's water is emotions. That's your heart, how your heart feels, how your heart takes things. Emotions are waters. We've done this. We've talked about water and the effect it has. In fact, I don't know if you can hear the music, but I'm playing the frequency music for working on our chakras, lifting our vibration, bringing us, you know, to a smile, willing to take a chance and be foolish. It doesn't matter. But what I'd like to introduce you to is that you are an elemental. You're an elemental, you know that, right? So if we're 70% water, then the rest of it is made up of earth, air, and fire. And that would mean, you know, you've heard of once the 4 elements come together and balance out, that makes the 5th element. And you've all watched the movie The 5th Element. So, you know, and you also see in the Bible where God says, I'll lay your table out before you, and the cup, and the sword, and the lamp, and the coin. The coin is the earth, the lamp is the fire, the cup is the water, and the coin is the earth. And the sword is the air. I'm sorry. Sword for air, coin for earth, cup for water, and lamp for fire. Or stick. And that's how God sets your table before you. You balance with God in your life all these elements. You balance your mind to where you're thinking clearly and lovely, and you know, you see God's beautiful vision. The body is, water is managed by the heart. You know, it pumps that blood to us, you know, that liquid. So our heart manages our emotions, and it goes all through our body and our blood veins. And that's why we feel everything all the way from the top of our head to the bottoms of our feet, because that is a pump that's pumping through. And you know, we have nerves that come up into that and all that, and you can feel your life force that flows all through your body, which is water, emotions in every part of your body. Yeah, and this together is Mother Nature. Gaia. She's so old that I looked her name up. It's over 8.5 billion years old, GA. Yeah, so we're talking about a mother life force that from the beginning, you know, mother was always highly, highly honored on this planet. Mother took care of many things. Grandmother, the children especially, because what were the children? They were the resources of the future. Children are our resources of the future. They're everywhere. They're so beautiful, and we love them and we protect them. But they are the future. There's songs about it, but God, we don't need a song to let us know that, you know, our children are going to go out into the world, and we want to instill skills in them that will help them to make the world a better place, not just for them, but for their children and their children's children. And another thing, we want to ensure that there are enough resources for the next 7 generations. And God, Holy Spirit, Mother Gaia insists upon it. Think about it. Would a God want all the resources used up? Wouldn't He want us to begin to look forward to the next 7 generations to make sure every generation is looking forward to the next 7 generations? Reincarnation is how we come here. Do you want to come back to a place that hasn't been watched over up to then? I mean, we're beginning to watch over it, but the people are kept so busy working, they don't really get a chance to put in their 2 cents. The most important people are out there working hours and hours and hours and hours to take care of their children in the here and now. And they are not getting a lot of time and opportunity or resources to prepare for their children in the future. Wheel of Fortune, karma, turning point, a turn for the better. Destiny always changes, unpredictable, good fortune and cycles. The wheel is turning to good karma for us. It is our time and our place as the people to stand up on this planet and recognize the truth. We do not have to fight for it. We just have to recognize it. Because once we recognize it, they're going to recognize it, and they're going to see that things ain't been right. And that people will probably, you know, holler and bang pots and pans and, you know, say we demand that we deserve our birthright as humanity, just as a bird is allowed to have its birthright as an avian bird, is gets a nest, or bear gets a cave. It's against nature to not allow mankind to have a security as a home, that he might have a place to grow and prosper throughout his lifetime, from the beginning of his birth to the end of his days. To change, to become new, to fall down, to stand back up. There I go, slamming those cards. I'm so sorry. I love you guys, okay? Have mercy on me. When I start talking about this, I just can feel God's energy coming through, and want you to so totally know that you are so worthy of your inheritance and your blessings. And He needs you to pass those seeds on. God uses people to get His word through. And now we as a people are at a place in time on this planet where we need to grow to the next level. There is too much weight to bear on the shoulders of the people. It is time that that weight were lifted, since your ancestors, my ancestors, and God's ancestors built this planet. But it was your ancestors and my ancestors and my neighbors' ancestors that built the roads, that built the dams, that built the hotels, that built the skyscrapers, that built the corporations, that run the railroads, that run the corporations, that did all this. So you see, we were every bit a part of this world's growth and explosion, to allow those people to become as rich as they are. And at the same time, a lot of our people have fallen into abject poverty. Not just Native Americans, not just black people, but white people too, and the Chinese, and we're all fallen. Those of us who can't maneuver the labyrinth rat race to get rich, or let's just say, like me, some of us don't really care about being rich, but love the idea of having a home and garden and, a vehicle and things like that. But it's so outrageous for the bills. I myself am blessed, but I see a lot of people that were homeless that have not been blessed. Now I was homeless and now I'm blessed. Now I have an opportunity to speak out for those who are not blessed and for those who are working really hard to keep a blessing that should be theirs by birth, because every child should be born into a home. Every child should be born into a medical insurance. Every child should be born into a beautiful education. And every child should be born with all the nutritious food they need. And from there, as that child grows and strengthens and the world is not so tough anymore and it's allowed to have experiences, new ideas, new technologies, sometimes the most geniuses crawl out of the cracks. We got to bring the cracks and crack them wide open and bring up everybody out of the cracks. And then let them start from firm ground and foundation to climb up. And after that, that's wonderful. But from the beginning, they need those basic things. And mama needs time at home to raise the children. Daddy needs time at home to take and play with the children and raise the children. The family needs to bond. The family needs to have each other to depend on, to have experiences and, to work together towards greater goals, that the family might, learn new things. And this is my hope for you. So I feel that this has actually been, restrained from you. I feel that it's been a battle for a lot of people just to keep their feet on the ground, their head above water, and keep a roof, the lights on, and groceries. And, not a whole lot of people get money to put back for their children. A lot of people have to walk away from a good education. A lot of people are barred from getting out of poverty through, how can I say this? A lot of people cannot make it out of poverty because it's just too hard. It's hard. I know. I was born into poverty. I was born to family farmers. I know. I tried to go to school. I was the dumbest thing you ever saw in your life. Naive, silly. I worked on the farm since I was 9 years old. I cut tobacco. I raised hay. I put up hay. I worked for farmers' wives. I hung out in simple places that I loved. Don't you get me wrong. I think of it often, and I didn't change from being a whole lot unsimple. I still am simple. Simple to me is easy. So I'm not very complicated, but over the years I learned a lot of things that would have made my life less complicated if more minds had been opened or people had been more awakened. And to hold the people back from good educations, from turning them away from good health care, by turning them away from a great education and nutritious food and leaving them out in the cold while others have everything and they're smiling every day and they've got lots of this and lots of that. It's just not right. It's not right. And so I do believe with all my heart to be born upon this planet as a child of this earth, as a child of nature, is no different than the bird being born upon the planet in its mama's nest, allowed to learn how to fly, and then go build its own nest that it could raise its own family as well. And it doesn't ask anybody for any stick or any feather or anything that it puts in its nest. It's allowed to find what it needs. It's allowed to grow and experience what it's like to hunt for its own stuff. That is an experience you can't pay for. Now, we might not want those kind of experiences for ourselves, but that's the way the bird has its experience. Our experience would be somewhat different. We would want a home. That's human nature. We have evolved to that place, and that's where we are. By nature, everybody needs a home. Right? We would also need nutritious food, right? Every child would need to be born into a home. Every child would need to be born to the most highly nutritious food. The parents would be educated in nutrition to make sure the child was growing up at optimal level, because the home is free. The parents don't have to work. The child is born to a good place. They have a lot of time they can invest in this child. The education is optimal, the best you can get, and the medical is always there for whatever is needed. That is available to the richest, to the not so rich. There I am, beating on that table, smacking it around and stuff like it's going to do something for me. I'm sorry. The star. This is a light that God once brought into the consciousness. Do you see? Hope and inspiration, mental health, creativity, find contentment. It's a visionary idea, but it's real. It's visionary, spiritual guidance, generous, kind-hearted, healing, renewal. We want to change the lives of those who are coming after us. And we're going to do that by planting this ideal in our children's heart. Not for war, but when enough of us believe in the truth and we stand up, we will change it. Our children will change it. They're going to be revolutionaries. They're going to understand. They're going to know that meanwhile we need to talk to them about, God work, spiritual things, such as, this planet was created not for just a certain people. It was for all of us, and we're all here, and everybody born to this planet deserves a piece of their inheritance. And there's enough resources that no child should be without a home or food or a great education or medical. You get it? It's all out there. Nobody should be doing without it. Nobody. And this is our hope. This is the star. We hope for this. We're praying, and you know what? I believe that more and more people are beginning to think like me. So if that's true, just like the word of Jesus Christ spread throughout the world, this word too will spread throughout the world, and everybody will begin to understand and see the truth of it. And that, to really have true joy and happiness, you must know that everybody else is okay too. There's no way you can have all that substance and, see how well your life is and look out and see children in poverty without an education and think that your life is okay, that you hold all the riches in the world and their life isn't. There's no way a human being could do that. Not a human. And humanity. God gave this planet to the children of men. Humanity. Humanity. Human. That's something besides humanness hogging up all the resources. That's not human at all. A human can't do that. So we are fighting principalities and spirits, and that's why we got to be brave and tell our children the truth and tell them not to be afraid. We're not going to war. We're going to conquer with truth and love and peace, because that's the way God would have it done. But we got to be informed, and we got to know what they're doing, and we got to know who they are, and we got to know the way they think, so that we can not think like that. Because just think how precious it'll be when that day comes and everybody is living in heaven on earth right here. And heaven is where you do not have to stress and worry about your basic survival. And you have time open for education and having experiences that are, life-changing experiences, travel, meeting new people from around the world, learning a new culture, exploring the Amazon jungles, whatever experience your heart desires is the experience your soul wanted to have when you came to this planet. And on this planet is where we materialize from a spiritual soul into the flesh, and we are having a spiritual, how does it go? We're having we're here to have a soul experience in the material world. We come in from the other side, born through the portal of our mother, to walk upon this planet and bring and take as much joy from it as we can. Not vulgarity, not materialism, but just in the beauty of the nature of the natural world, the animals that we love, the trees and flowers that we love, the mountains and hills that we love. Every time you look out, or the oceans and lakes that we love. Come on, 70% water the earth is, and you're 70% water too. Is that a coincidence? I think not. I think not. I think not. That's not a coincidence. That's because you're a child of Mother Earth. Oh, you got identifies. You got identities with her. You're 70% water. She's 70% water. We have the same DNA. Shocker. We have the same DNA. I love Mother Earth, and I have been so blessed. So blessed. I've learned so much, even through my homelessness. I studied and thought about the Mother Earth. I thought about all the wonderful things that she gives. And then I realized she gives everything that we use comes from Mother Earth. I was like, epiphany! The wood that we build our houses with comes from Mother Earth. The metals we build our cars with comes from Mother Earth. The fruit and vegetables that we eat and the seeds we plant come up out of the Mother Earth. The gas comes out of the Mother Earth. What else? What else? What else? Cement is always made from anything from the Mother Earth. Come on, guys. We're made. Everything. Mother Earth furnishes everything. Love her precious beating frequency heart, her crystal grids. Love her. She's alive. This is what lines Mother Earth. This is the rock, the rocks that run through our Mother Earth, all through it, and they're alive. They're alive. They generate frequencies and powers. Come on, you don't gotta be a rocket scientist to understand that. What's happening here? You're 70% Earth or water. Mother Earth is 70% water, and that's going from the inside out too. And then she's got this stuff, which I will look up to see how much crystalline grid she's got. But from what I understand, all the ley lines that they talk about are crystal grids that run through the earth. They carry energy back and forth, and that beat like a heartbeat, just like our heart does. That's powerful. I mean, have you ever explored your environment, where you're at, what you live on, your planet? Geez, I didn't even get past the Mother Earth, because by the time I started exploring her and trying to understand what was going on this planet, like taking a bird's eye view, I began to realize that she's alive. She has consciousness. Yeah, Four of Pentacles possesses fortune, prosperity, wealth of emotion. She's alive. Those pentacles are the earth. 4, that's a foundation. And that is exactly what we want to build for our children, is a foundation on this earth. A lot of stuff has been withheld from us, you see. The blessings of the earth have been withheld. Kept for a special few. We call them the 1%ers. You know, and they got so many resources they don't know what to do. Whereas we have so many children, we don't know what to do, right? Right. Get them all schooled, get them all educated, get them all taken care of. And so I believe that we deserve better. You know what? I love you guys. I've gotten my message across. I kind of feel the passion wearing out. So I know that I have gotten to you what God wanted you to hear. And I'm going to pull one more card. And this is kind of what they have put in your backs, people. Too many responsibilities. You know, the job, the babysitter, the rent, the electric, the car bill, the phone payment, you know, the water bill, the garbage bill. You know, just think of all the things. And, you know, some people can't hang. And for those of you who do, bless your hearts, you're strong. But not everybody can hang. Hell, most of my life I lived without electric and had an outhouse. Yeah, I know. I wasn't very good. I had an authority figure problem. I tell you, the minute people started acting unfair, I mean, my cackles would go up, and I just could not work with leaders that were selfish, disrespectful of humanity. Yeah, try to steal every bit of energy you got, make you do everything you need to do, while they stand around and watch you as a leader, but they never once throw their hand in to help. Yeah, Seven of Swords, away from the norms, betrayals, deceptions. They have ulterior motives. You know, you make what? Eight. Let me go to $10. Here in Washington, minimum wage is $20 an hour. You start out at $20 an hour, and I love Democratic states because they really do work for the people, the governors, and everybody. It's a whole lot different than Republicans. And if you're a Republican, I ain't got nothing against you. I'm just saying, when I was in a Republican state, I did not get medical. My husband could not get medical. But we walked here to Washington, which is a Democratic state, and we got medical. That's right. We got a lot of benefits that are here in this state that we would have never received from Utah or Indiana or Nevada. Where else? These are places I lived as Republican. Indiana, Nevada, Utah, Idaho. Yep. Yep. I wouldn't recommend living in a Republican state because they're for the man and not the people. Democratic state, most generally they're for the people. The Democrats are the people that stand up for the people. And some people act like a Democrat, but they're not really. But all I know is the state of Washington is good to its people. And not everything is perfect here either. But they made a homeless camp for all the people to have a place to stay that were homeless, with toilets and showers. Why not? Why not? Okay, too long. What I'm telling you is true. King of Swords. Swords is there, it means truth. Rationality, analytical, articulate, high discipline, logical, ambitious, truthful, ethical, fair, justice, professional, man of action. God is asking you to be a man of action. God is asking you to think rational. God is asking you to be analytical. God is asking you, when you realize the truth, to articulate it, to speak it, to be strong, because you know the word. God is the word. Be disciplined. Wait and be patient. Keep thinking about it until you know for sure. Don't speak until you know for sure. Write your stuff down. Begin to learn and understand where you're going with this. This is not just for you. This is to hand to your children. This is a seed that we're going to pass down to our children. And by the time their children come, this seed will be growing strong, if not before. Now, that's all I'm going to say, because I feel silly sometimes the way I, try to send that energy out to you guys of the empowerment that it would bring to the people of this planet. And to have respect for the animals in the same way and in the same form. And their area and certain areas marked off from mankind that they should never be allowed to touch, no matter what. Not even gas signs or anything. Of which again come from Mother Earth, right? Everything comes from the earth. Remember that. She wants you to know that you have a home here. That you should have it. And that we are going to have to stand up and talk about this and think about it. And we need a social contract. And it's time we bring it up to the government, because we built this world as far as it's going to go. They can't take no more land from the people. They can't keep piling us up in the cities and wrecking our world. I love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. God bless.